intelligible. In fact, it's probably the same sentence. I think I'll go back to using commas. And he says, yeah, I do that. He says, I have trouble, and semicolons as well. And I said, yeah, exactly. If you use too many of them, it looks pretentious, doesn't it? He said, exactly. So, all right, even someone as cerebral as Ian Sinclair, yes, we all do these neurotic things that sort of are part of the writing process, I guess. When you're down there in the words and punctuation,
Yes.
it's just something that happens. Yeah. It's, but it's, you feel like it's part of a living tradition. Like Ian sort of talked about how John Milton's spirit had apparently entered William Blake through the sole of his left foot. It could happen, on Lost or something like that. But and then of course Allen Ginsberg, he actually hears Blake's voice when he is about to write Howl. And like Ian talked about this as a kind of serial possession, that's how art works. You get possessed by the people that you're influenced by, and then you will in turn possess people not yet born in the future, and it's some kind of energy that is moving through the species and moving from the past into the future, and that we are all stops along the way, I guess.
I'm quite sure you're possessing quite a few people. I'm quite sure of that.
I'm a very possessive person.
You must be aware of that too. You're having an effect, aren't you?
Well, you try not to. I mean, that is. Yeah, you don't. If you get too self-conscious about it, you're going to freeze up. It's sort of one of the reason I live in Northampton is because you can't get self-conscious. I mean, when everybody has known you for decades, even if it's only as that really scruffy guy who we're going to arrest if he comes into Sainsbury's again, or true story. But it's like, yeah, you can't be. It's lovely, yeah, of course.
Grounding, I would imagine, in one sense.
It is, because my life is peculiar. It's not the one that I was expecting. I'm enjoying it, terrific, but a bit odd. I mean, that Kevin Spacey autograph, sort of, it's a bit strange. You don't expect it,
No, it's a bit spacey, really.
A bit spacey, indeed.
Is your house Sea View, or was it called that?
I named it Sea View because originally it was just a kind of a playful joke because, like, we're the furthest point from the sea. But then I heard some of the more extreme climate change forecasters were saying that Northampton was liable to end up as East Coast. And so then I'll be able to open a nice little seaside guest house. It'll be a nice line for my retirement.
Oh dear, that's well. You've seen the future of that as well.
Yeah, and it is wet.
Thank you, Alan. Okay, we do have somebody with one last burning question, or even a mildly kind of smouldering one. No, but I think
minor question.
Please go ahead. Yeah.
We've been talking a lot, Alan, about you as a British writer and your role here locally in Northampton. I came to know your work through a lot of your work in the hated American comics industry. And in general, I was wondering to what extent America or American culture or American tradition plays a role either in your life or in your work as an influence or as something that's important to you.
Well, I think that it is inescapable. I mean, like, I was born in 1953, part of the post-war generation. By the end of the Second World War, Britain was finished as an empire. I mean, we gave up India in 1950, something like that. Something like that. And it was pretty clear after the end of the Second World War with that mushroom exclamation mark that it was pretty much down to Russia and America. So most of our culture over here was gradually supplanted by American culture. We still had a British film industry when I was growing up, but
I'm just going to interrupt because I was noticing your socks. They're virtually like stars and stripes.
These
socks.
old things.
You can't see them from here, but they are actually. They're like the stars and stripes. Wow.
Yeah, here's my sock.
You see, America gets everywhere. Yes.
Well, I'm glad that this is an academic meeting where my ideas and my socks are being taken seriously. But what the hell was I talking about?
American culture taking.
American culture. It was that from a very early age, therefore, there was, to some degree, a predominance of American music. We had American shows appearing on the television. Back then, there was still a sense that these were rarities. But I started off reading English comics, but I was very quickly seduced to the American comics that I saw when I was around 6 or 7 years old. And so, for anybody growing up in the 20th century, I think that, especially in the Western world, American culture is going to be hugely influential. That said, I think that probably I was more influenced by a lot of the homegrown product, in the sense that I always enjoyed The Prisoner more than I enjoyed Star Trek. There seemed to be something more idiosyncratic about the British vision of these things that I think was probably something to do with having lost our empire. I think that when we stopped behaving like arrogant warthogs, sort of, when we suddenly realised that, oh, actually, we're just a tiny little island of no particular importance, and also everybody hates us now. When that, then all of a sudden we got a depth of character. I think our humour improved greatly. I think that our depth of perception improved once we were no longer blinkered by our own imperial dream. I tend to think that as a great admirer of an awful lot of American culture, I tend to think that culturally these days, and I'm not holding up Britain as any better example, believe me, I think that it's starting to look as if Western culture hasn't actually had a new idea in decades. It appears to be completely bankrupt.
I think that the whole idea of achievement and sort of consumerism, it's obviously gone mad with America, because America's still an adolescent culture, speaking as an American, and British is older and wise. British culture is older and wiser, but it has made the mistake of picking up a lot of really rotten habits from America, which weren't here when I came over in the 80s. There was still a healthy hatred of Americans when I came over, and I got it in the workplace, I got it on the bus, I got it. and actually I agreed with it, because American culture is full of trainers and gambling casinos and misogyny and racism and all sorts of crap, and teenage mentality and go-getterism and individual first. And if anything, that slowly come over to infect British culture, especially in terms of community and in terms of people being unhappy because they don't have the right kind of label clothes. This kind of inordinate kind